A shocking new U.S. report reveals 85% of guns seized in the Bahamas have American roots. First tonight, the OPM communications director says new resources are being deployed to fight the influx. And a new chapter takes off. Bahamas Air's inaugural flight to Montego Bay marks a major milestone for the national airline. We'll take you on board for the historic journey. Plus, a hero's welcome. The celebrations keep rolling for WNBA Finals MVP Jonquel Jones. From a Junkanoo rush out in Nassau to a hometown motorcade in Grand Bahama. How JJ's impact is being felt nationwide. Then in our news at 7:30, the Christian Council calls for unity as a crime surge grips the nation. The church's urgent message coming up. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. A new report from the United States government shows close to 90% of guns recovered in the Bahamas are traced back to the United States. In response, the communications director in the Office of the Prime Minister says additional resources are being allocated to address the growing trend. Berthany McDermott has the details and gets us started tonight.
The report from the Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives Department reveals that between 2018 and 2022, 85% of recovered guns in the Bahamas were traced to American retail buyers. This latest data comes as the Bahamas continues to grapple with gun trafficking and, as a result, gun violence in the Bahamas. According to the report, the guns are trafficked most commonly through shipping transports and can be concealed in large items like cars and television. They can also be broken into components and hidden in household items like bags of rice or cereal and packed in break bulk cargo. Communications Director in the Office of the Prime Minister, Latrey Ramming, reiterated the issue is a major concern for the government, adding they are working to address the matter.
We're satisfied that the Royal Bahamas Police Force have had a number of operations where they've been able to identify courier services where guns were coming in.
The report from the U.S. Government Accountability Office found that 73% of guns found in the Caribbean were traced to the United States. The report says most sales originated in Florida, Texas, and Georgia. Despite the alarming numbers, Ramming says there have been improvements on curbing the trend.
There's been additional resources given to the issue, broader cooperation, being able to really better traceability. I think that improved intelligence, as you would have been, as you are aware that there have been significant incidents where the police have been successful in identifying persons and charging those persons and retrieving those weapons.
The Bahamas is also supporting a legal case against gun manufacturers. Prime Minister Philip Davis has been highlighting the issue, even meeting with U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris on 2 occasions to address the matter. With a new government coming in, how will this impact efforts?
With the change of administrations, we only could hope that there's consistency in the policy.
And with U.S. President-elect Donald Trump now getting a second term in office, Ramming says the Davis administration is expecting them to cooperate. Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
All right, thanks for that, Berthany. In the face of rising crime rates and societal challenges in the country, the president of the Bahamas Christian Council urging national unity and a comprehensive approach to address the issue. We've got that story coming up in Our News at 7:30. And a momentous day for the national flag carrier as Bahamas Air embarked on its inaugural flight to Montego Bay, Jamaica. Our Talia Hall and cameraman Stephen McKinney on board that historic flight. They tell us more about the grand celebration.
Bahamas Air's flight UP147 lifted off shortly after 8 a.m. on Sunday, further deepening the connection between the Bahamas and Jamaica. In just 1 hour and 4 minutes, the aircraft touched down at Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay. Upon arrival, passengers were greeted with applause and excitement before clearing Jamaican immigration. At Bahamas Air's gate, a ceremony was held. High-ranking officials from both Jamaica and the Bahamas sharing remarks, emphasizing the significance of this new connection.
Having this connectivity between these two countries, first and foremost, unlocks the ability between our two economies for our locals to do business, to trade, to visit family, friends, for school and education.
We embrace the new relationships established with our family. Know what I said? Our family now here in Jamaica. and salute our counterparts dedicated to the development of air transport and tourism throughout the world.
Immigration Minister Alfred Sayers and Jamaican Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett both highlighted the potential for this route.
It is a deeper reflection of the strong bond and commonalities between our two sovereign nations.
I just came back from Colombia a few days ago, and we had discussions with Avianca and other airlines about the connection between the Emirates and Avianca for Jamaica, for Montego Bay. So Bahamas Air coming into Montego Bay is timely.
Managing Director at Bahamas Air Tracy Cooper expressing optimism about the new partnership.
It's a privilege to be here in Mobay today. We've been working hard, the Bahamas Air team have been working hard, especially the sales and the marketing team.
Meanwhile, this passenger says she enjoyed the quick flight.
The hospitality in Jamaica is amazing. I got to look at the stores and buy souvenirs. It was an awesome experience. I'll definitely be back.
The festivities continued with a Bahamian Junkanoo rush hour blending the cultures of both nations. Passengers were then treated to traditional Jamaican cuisine. Well, as you can see, many here are celebrating this move by Bahamas Air. The weekly non-stop flights will travel to Montego Bay, Jamaica every Thursday and Sunday. Reporting from Montego Bay, Jamaica for Our News, I'm Atalia Hall.
All right, thanks for that, Atalia. Meanwhile, experts looking into the alleged rattlesnake sighting in Harbour Island are now saying they believe it's a hoax. The video began circulating early last week, prompting the Ministry of Agriculture to deploy a joint task force for investigation. Officials also reached out to the Ministry of Health to secure anti-venom. The man who claims to have filmed the video continues to assert that it was taken on Harbour Island. Meanwhile, reptile expert Scott Johnson, who's been working with snakes for nearly 20 years, shares his insights and suspicions after a recent site visit.
When we went there, everything was different. It was sandy substrate. The leaves weren't the same. There was sparse grass, and it was on a slope. Whereas in the video that he sent, the snake was crawling on flat ground. So all of that made us very, very suspicious, and we're calling it a hoax.
And Johnson says there's at least something positive that has come out of the experience. He tells us it's raised awareness about the importance of biosecurity.
As long as there's cargo and shipments and everything coming in that's being imported from places like Florida that has a high non-native species population, as long as these cargo and people coming in on yachts, bringing in plant materials and stuff like that from around the world, as long as they're doing that, there's always going to be the potential that something dangerous can come into the country.
All right, we've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg, you're saying it's a hoax. Do you believe so?
I'm happy it is a hoax. I saw the two videos and the two images, and they don't look similar. But on that same note, about 2 weeks ago, I saw the green iguana.
Yes.
Ones that are native, well, not native, invasive in
Florida.
Florida.
Showing me that photo the other
one
day.
was sitting right there at the lake. I was shocked.
Gosh.
I was really shocked. So we have to be very careful of what we import and how we, safeguard our environment.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely. But no, I'm happy that it isn't a rattlesnake here in the Bahamas.
Yes, you and many others, including me.
Yeah. All right, it's 76 degrees outside our studios under partly cloudy skies. Your winds out of the east at 7 miles per hour, and those winds have come down really nicely over the last couple of days. Feels like temperature, a very comfortable 75 degrees on the outside. Temperatures around the islands right now, it's 74 in Freeport, Marsh Harbour, Abaco. We pick up 76s, the remainder of Northwest Bahamas. That includes Alistown, Bimini, Nicholstown, Andros, Great Harbour Key, and in Governor's Harbour. Central Bahamas, 77 in Kemps Bay, 75 in Arthurstown, Cat Island, also in Deadman's Key. Georgetown, the Exuma, 76, 74 in Coburn Towns in Salvador and into the southeast Bahamas. 79 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, Matthewtown, Inagua. Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, Auckland, 77, 78 in Abrahams Bay, Meguana, and our good neighbors to the southeast, Turks and Caicos Islands. You guys are 77 at this hour. Satellite radar composite. What's there to say? We still have that high pressure still in charge. We have some low-level moisture that's trapped at the very near the surface. That's bringing some patchy clouds across us. No rainfall in that, but that cloud mass has kept temperatures rather comfortable. We saw low 80s And we do expect a front that's going to be getting in here by Wednesday, Thursday. You're going to like those temperatures once you see them in our extended forecast. Looking for some upper 70s daytime temperatures, and we're looking for some mid 60s for the night times. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Thanks, Greg. And still to come on our news, homecoming hero. WNBA Finals MVP Jonquel Jones celebrated with Junkanoo, motorcade, and a girls' clinic. From courtesy calls to a site visit unveiling a massive 30-foot mural, see how her homecoming continues to inspire. Also,
coming up in sports, our history lesson for the day, we look back at a breakout game for DeVar Darling and fast forward to what's happening now, the celebrations continuing for JJ.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama, and a lot of people out there say they don't understand me. So I have Adelso here who's going to interpret everything I say. So you're going to watch Charlie Bahama from Cuba this week.
Van a ver el programa del show de Bahama, de Charlie Bahama desde Cuba.
And we're going to be going to Peñales, we're going to be going to Trinidad, we're going to be going all throughout Havana.
So van a verlo, fuimos a Viñales, a Trinidad y todo en La Habana.
On Cable Bahamas. Charlie Bahama Show.
Long Island is the best kept secret.
Join us as we count down the Rev Up Top 7.
And you'll never be the one.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Each week, we go into the heart of our second city and talk to the people helping to shape this community.
This is what makes me.
Celebrations continued Monday for 2024 WNBA Finals MVP Jonquel Jones at Queen Elizabeth Sports Complex. JJ greeted with a Junkanoo rush out before a press conference at Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium, where Sports Minister Mario Boleg praised the WNBA star. Following the presser, she led an all-girls clinic for teens ages 13 to 18. Jonquel also honored over the weekend on her home island of Grand Bahama with a motorcade and the unveiling of 2 billboards in her honor. The New York Liberty player set to return to the United States tomorrow. And earlier today, Jones also attended several courtesy calls and visited a 30-foot mural honoring her achievements. Sasha Lightbourne was there for it all.
It's a great phrase that actually sums up a lot of my life and a lot of the work that it took to be delayed and not be denied.
That was the 2024 WNBA Finals MVP, Jonquel Jones, just moments after she laid her eyes on the 30-foot mural with the words "delayed, not denied" on the Sherwin-Williams building on Tonic Williams-Darling and Sir Milo Butler highways, all part of the celebrations to honor her team's victory in this year's WNBA Finals.
I think he did a great job. And you know what? I didn't realize it until I was creating my Nike shoe with the KD Nike crossover, was that the seafoam, even though it's a Liberty color, it's also a Bahamian color in terms of our oceans and our water and stuff. And so it just feels like everything was meant to be, and it was a combination of, everything kind of coming together.
Celebrity artist Jamal Roll was on hand when JJ set her eyes on the mural for the first time in person, which he said took him roughly a week to do.
I wanted to find the biggest building where when kids pass, they could see Jonquel as an exemplar. One day I could be celebrated in this way. One day I could make it to the WNBA, and one day I could be the MVP of the world champion. And that's what this picture means to us.
Now, before visiting the mural, JJ also had an official courtesy call with Prime Minister Philip Davis.
I want to just thank her for bringing the joy to our hearts in her display of talent that she's been exhibiting over many years.
The Center for the New York Liberty also made a courtesy call on Governor General Dame Cynthia Pratt. Celebrations continued into the afternoon at the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium. Reporting for Our News, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Marknut. Let's do show. We saw several breakout games yesterday in Week 11 of the 2024 NFL season, but 17 years ago, we witnessed a breakout game in Week 11 of the 2007 season that meant just a little more to the Bahamas. November 18th, 2007, DeVar Darling and the Baltimore Ravens took on the Cleveland Browns, and the third-year receiver turned in the best game of his NFL career. Darling finished with 4 catches for 107 yards and his first NFL touchdown. When Ravens quarterback Kyle Bowler completed the 27-yard touchdown pass to Darling, he became the first Bahamian to score a touchdown in the NFL. Darling was drafted by the Ravens in the 3rd round of the 2004 draft. In 3 years with the club, he had 20 catches for 331 yards and 3 touchdowns.
That was back then. Here's what's coming up on Our Sports tonight. Nassau gets its turn to welcome home WNBA champion and finals MVP, Jonquel Jones. The GSSSA wraps up its Volleyball League finals in the senior division. VJ Edgecombe set a career high in a dominant win for his Baylor Bears.
If he didn't run, I'd probably try a windmill. So I just had to try to get the ball. I don't even think I got up that high. I ain't gonna lie, I don't think I got up that high. But, he was trailing, and I can't lay up the ball. I'm just gotta go dunk everything. Or try to dunk everything, scare them. Then they're not gonna jump no more.
And Bahamians on the Howard University swim team lead the Bison to the first win of the season.
That'll do it for Our Sports. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When Our News comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as distractions and disputes overshadow the first week of COP29 in Baku. Developing nations demand $1.3 trillion annually. Plus, U.S. President-elect Donald Trump vows to launch a massive deportation program on day 1 with plans to declare a national emergency. But could it backfire? Experts warn of labor shortages and economic fallout. And prosecutors fight Sean Combs' bail bid, citing witness tampering and security risks. The story when Our News returns.
Each week, we go into the heart of our second city and talk to the people helping to shape this community.
This is what makes me happy to come to work every day, to know that I'm helping someone.
These are the faces of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, helping to maintain infrastructure, grow the economy, and bring a better quality of life.
Our mission statement is to better the life.
Because I have to be a part of Grand Bahama.
Join me at Talia Hall every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Our News as we share these inspiring stories of Freeport. Stay with the team you already trust.
My name is Atreyu Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Atreyu Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from a live business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Distractions said to have overshadowed progress in the first week of COP29 climate talks in Baku, Azerbaijan. Developing nations are united in demanding $1.3 trillion annually to transition from fossil fuels and address climate impacts, while rich countries propose a $100 billion floor. UN Climate Secretary Simon Steele urged faster action, warning of dire consequences if emissions aren't cut in half this decade.
We cannot ignore the adaptation elephant in the room. There is a stark financial gap we must bridge. Adaptation costs are skyrocketing for everyone, especially developing countries. Their costs could rise to $340 billion per year by 2030, reaching as much as $565 billion per year by 2050. We can no longer rely on small streams of finance. We need torrents of funding. They need to be easier to access, especially for the most vulnerable countries that often face the biggest barriers.
U.S. President-elect Donald Trump confirmed plans to declare a national emergency to begin mass deportations of undocumented migrants. Trump vowed on social media to launch the largest deportation program in American history on day one of his presidency. The plan may include using military assets and mobilizing the National Guard, sparking debate about economic impacts, particularly in agriculture. Experts warn of labor shortages and supply chain disruptions if millions are deported. Spirit Airlines filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy Monday, citing pandemic recovery struggles, stiff competition, and a failed JetBlue merger. Despite $2.5 billion in losses since 2020 and $1 billion in looming debt, the airline said it will continue normal operations, honoring bookings and frequent flyer points. Spirit is shifting its no-frills model, but analysts say rivals like Frontier and Southwest stand to gain. And federal prosecutors urging a judge to deny Sean Combs' latest bail request, citing serious risks of danger and obstruction in his sex trafficking case. They accuse Combs of orchestrating social media campaigns to influence potential jurors, leaking materials to sway public opinion, and contacting witnesses via third parties. Prosecutors also allege Combs used other inmates' phone accounts to evade monitoring and made payments to them for access. A hearing is set for Friday. Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was November 18th. Then in our news at 7:30, government seeks a Harvard review of UB's middle class report for further analysis. Just what's driving the scrutiny? But first, security companies nationwide under scrutiny as the Ministry of National Security targets illegal hiring practices. Some firms accused of bypassing Bahamian-only rules. What's at stake? Find out coming up when our news returns.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama, and a lot of people out there say they don't understand me. So I have Adelso here who's going to interpret everything I say. So you're going to watch Charlie Bahama from Cuba this week.
Van a ver el programa del show de Bahama, de Charlie Bahama desde Cuba.
And we're going to be going to Peñales, we're going to be going to Trinidad, we're going to be going all throughout Havana.
So van a verlo, fuimos a Viñales, a Trinidad y todo en La Habana.
On Cable Bahamas. Charlie Bahama Show.
Long Island is the best kept secret.
Join us as we count down the Rev Up Top 7.
And you'll never be the one.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Each week, we go into the heart of our second city and talk to the people helping to shape this community.
This is what makes me happy to come to work every day, to know that I'm helping someone.
These are the faces of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, helping to maintain infrastructure, grow the economy, and bring a better quality of life.
Our mission statement is to better the life.
Because I have to be a part of Grand Bahama.
Join me, Italia Hall, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Our News as we share these inspiring stories of Freeport. Stay with the team you already trust.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast.
On this day in Bahamian history. In 2007, fashion designer Harl Taylor, known for the iconic Harl Taylor bag, was tragically killed at his Mountbatten House residence on West Hill Street. He was 37 years old. In 2009, the Bahamian Brewery and Beverage Company launched its fourth beer, High Rock. November 18, 2013, then Prime Minister Perry Christie became the first Bahamian Prime Minister to meet Pope Francis during a historic audience at the Vatican. They discussed immigration and how the Catholic Church could support healthcare and education in the Bahamas. Accompanied by his wife, Bernadette Christie, Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell, Financial Services Minister Ryan Pinder, and Sir Baltrin Bethel, the group presented the Pope with books on Bahamian art and the country's 40th independence anniversary.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It's been a privilege.
This visit followed Christie's participation in the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Sri Lanka. He also announced plans to appoint a Bahamian non-resident ambassador to the Vatican. In 2020, the Zonta Club of Nassau launched 16 days of activism to combat gender-based violence. 40 orange bows were placed around Nassau Village in memory of 3 women killed in the community in 2019.
We want our sex crimes caught so we can have speedier hearings.
In 2022, senior members of the opposition FNM visited the office of the Prime Minister, demanding answers about the collapse of FTX, which had filed for bankruptcy the week before. Leader Michael Pintard called on the government to explain its role in the crisis and any actions taken since.
Where does this now put the carbon trading regime that they had in mind? And so we are very much concerned that the government has not been transparent about the due diligence they have conducted in this regard. All politicians, for the election, after election, should declare, did they receive any loans from FTX, campaign contributions, or gifts?
All right, to watch that historical recap again and for all of today's top stories, visit ournews.bs. That's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now, Italia Hall with the latest headlines. Italia, happy Monday.
Happy Monday. How did you enjoy those views from Jamaica?
Really nice, really nice. First of all, the airport looked really nice.
Really nice. I wanted to stay longer. I wanted to stay longer, but next time, all right? We gotta work something out.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Bahamas Air?
Yeah. And I was going to ask you to bring me some patty spark, but I figure you can't leave the airport.
All right, thanks so much, Kata. Remember, your chance to start the new year in style this Boxing Day. You could drive away in a brand new all-electric 2024 BYD SUV. Remember to visit ournews.bs, click the Ride Easy with Our News banner, answer the question correctly, and you're entered to win. Good luck. Before you head over to our website, here are your latest headlines.
First tonight on Our News Live at 7:30, national unity, the call coming from the Bahamas Christian Council president as crime rates in the country continue to climb. His full comments straight ahead. Plus, we need help more than ever. The divisional secretary at the Salvation Army asking for more support from the community. This as many are in desperate need across the country. Also, the security industry is for Bahamians. A nationwide crackdown coming for companies illegally hiring foreign nationals. Officials at the Ministry of National Security speaks. And later, the communications director in the Office of the Prime Minister confirms government has referred the University of the Bahamas Cost of Living report to an economist at Harvard University. We have the details when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
I love my EV. I am Generation E.
I am Generation E. I am Generation E.
And I am Generation E.
This holiday season, the Ministry of Energy and Transport is bringing light back to Bahamian homes. Through our partnership with Bahamas Power and Light, we're offering the Merry and Bright Holiday Reconnection Program, so you can pay as little as 10% of your outstanding balance and get reconnected. Just in time for the holidays. Pay a little, light up a lot. The Ministry of Energy and Transport is committed to making sure no family is left in the dark this season.
Inti Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel. Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, Inti redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucayas solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. Inti is on the move as a beacon of progress and innovation that is rapidly transforming our energy landscape. Witness the future of sustainability.
Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. In the face of rising crime rates and societal challenges in the country, the president of the Bahamas Christian Council, Bishop Delton Fernandez, urging national unity and a comprehensive approach to address these issues. This after the country's crime rate has skyrocketed in recent weeks, with 5 homicides in the month of November.
We have a serious problems of the breakdown of our society, and as a country we have to look at ourselves. When we look at the video of a young man being accosted by men, and they're talking about what they want to do to him as revenge beyond the killings that is going on, we have a problem. As a church, obviously we do our very best to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, but this is not just a church problem, it's not just a government problem. This is a decay of a society. And until we wake up as a society and decide that all of us are important, all of us, the life that we live is important to the society, and we've got to reach another generation.
Bishop Fernando did not mince words when calling out the lack of action to tackle these issues. He stressed that the time for finger pointing has passed and that every Bahamian must share responsibility for the current state of affairs.
We must work together and we must take responsibility for what we see today. It didn't just start today. This destruction of the family was taking place before the occurrences of today. We now, through statistics, through the tools we have, must do our very best. We cannot sit by and just talk about it. Hence why we're trying to work a whole lot of programs with the state. But the challenge is those programs will take time. Might be years, might be even beyond my lifetime. But unless we try to do it, if we sit back and just watch this country slide off into the abyss, then we talk about finger pointing. It profits us nothing if we don't try our very best to fix it.
All right, well, a 30-year-old man is lucky to be alive tonight after he was shot multiple times on West Bay Street off Nassau Street early this morning. Take a look at this CCTV footage obtained by Our News. It shows that the victim was approached by a man wearing what appears to be a white shirt, firing multiple shots from behind a Japanese car. The victim then falls to the ground with the perpetrator standing over him, firing several shots. Police say an argument led to the incident. EMS responded and took the victim to hospital, where he remains in stable condition. At a time when violence against women and the vulnerable in our society seems to be on the rise, the Salvation Army continues to carry out its work in the community, providing a safe haven for the most vulnerable in society. Speaking on the sidelines of a recent donation at its Grantstown facility, the regional director shares the importance of their work along with the need for your support. Our Joshua Williams has more in this report.
All right, we apologize for that technical difficulty. We'll come back to that report. Well, security companies nationwide now a focus for officials at the Ministry of National Security. They say they're cracking down on those companies not following protocols under the Inquiry Agents and Security Guards Act. The act states that the industry is for Bahamians. In a press conference today, ministry officials explained that some companies have gotten away with hiring foreign nationals illegally. Chief in-house counselor at the ministry, Jonquel Jones, says they're taking note and suspect it's happening for a number of reasons.
Some persons say that Bahamians don't like to work or come to work on time or work so many days, and so therefore they have to lean on these other persons. But that's what they say. As far as we know, it's an industry restricted for Bahamians.
Officials say they plan to hold a private security awareness and protection seminar soon, addressing this amongst other matters. Jones says they've also noticed cases where businesses are not properly licensed.
We have a vetting process. Every security guard, inquiry agent, goes through a vigorous vetting process by the Security Intelligence Branch of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. And even after that vetting and recommendation comes forth, we look at it here at the ministry to ensure that we have fit and proper persons.
Well, weeks after Prime Minister Philip Davis made controversial comments about a University of the Bahamas study on being middle class, OPM Communications Director Latrey Ramming says they're taking a closer look at its findings. The UB study estimated that a middle class family of 4 would need around $10,000 monthly to live comfortably in New Providence. Responding to the study, the Prime Minister acknowledged the high cost but noted individual lifestyle choices also play a role. Ramming telling Our News today that government has referred the report to an economist at Harvard University, saying questions were raised about the sampling of the report.
As you're aware, that the sampling report was done widely in the western area of the Bahamas and in Laifukee. So there is a question as to whether or not it speaks to the full story of what it mean. The question, the sampling size of it mean. Because if you're sampling Cable Beach and Laifukee, not so that's going to get you a complete picture.
The Prime Minister has been criticized for his comments on the matter, with many saying his comments were out of touch and insensitive.
The Prime Minister's focus is helping Bahamians with those choices and making sure that the government do its part to alleviate the cost of living that they are impacting. I know that it was one person who was focused on the challenges that the Bahamian people face as the Prime Minister.
All right, and now to this report. At a time when violence against women and the vulnerable in our society seems to be on the rise, the Salvation Army continues to carry out its work in the community, providing a safe haven for the most vulnerable in society. Speaking on the sidelines of a recent donation at its Grantstown facility, the regional director shares the importance of their work along with the need for your support. Here's our Joshua Williams.
We often drive past the Salvation Army buildings, shelters, or even churches. But have you ever stopped to think about the work that goes on within those buildings? Well, Divisional Secretary for the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, Captain Kevin Bryan, shares a little background on their day-to-day operations.
It's a Christian organization. We're first a Christian church that does social ministry and community service in our communities. And we seek, first and foremost, to save souls, but secondly also to address the social and economic needs of people in our communities. And so you'll find that there are churches, like there's a Salvation Army church right here behind me, and also a community center, and we also have here a residence or a shelter for battered women that are going through domestic violence.
The organization has had a presence in the Bahamas since 1937. The shelter in Grantstown has been operational since 1987. As a non-profit organization, they rely heavily on donations.
At the moment, we are in need of food. We feed the women, the families, twice a day, hot meals every day, twice a day, breakfast and dinner. So they get breakfast in the morning and dinner in the evening. We also are in need of hygiene products for women, diapers and formula and stuff for the children.
And with an uptick in domestic abuse cases, Captain Brian says they'll need help more than ever to support those in desperate need of a safe haven.
And women oftentimes have to flee those situations. I think financially, we have struggled a lot. The organization is non-profit, so you can imagine we don't have anything for profit, so we have to depend on the donations and the partnership of agencies that have come alongside us. And so that's one of our main challenges, but God has blessed us. I will say that God has blessed us over the years to be here for as long as we have, and we hope in the future to even widen the source of the ministry. Actually, the plans are in place right now to build a larger facility.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks so much for that, Joshua. Temperatures definitely winding down across the islands as we move closer to the festive season. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center live with your first look at weather. Greg, I'm enjoying this cool air. What you call it?
They should have Jonquel this weekend.
Yeah, that's a good weekend.
It's going to be nice. Temperatures are going to be very nice in the evening time.
Wonderful.
So we're looking for some 60s for your nighttime, overnight temperatures, and upper 70s. So it's going to be really, really nice for the weekend. Front is coming through, and that front is expected to be here by Wednesday into Thursday. We're sure in a short while.
Okay.
76 degrees though. It's current temperature outside. Partly cloudy skies. Your winds are out of the east at 7 miles per hour. Your field slight temperature is at 75 degrees. Taking a look at our satellite and radar composite, patchy clouds, some low-level moisture moving across our area courtesy of that high-pressure system that's in charge. Winds have come down pretty nicely. They're out of the east at 10 to 15 knots now. They will fall light variable later on tonight, but we are watching a frontal boundary as well as the remnants of Sarah, which was down there in the southwestern Caribbean. That's going to be merging with that front, and that will bring us some showers on Thursday. And once that front goes through, we're looking for some very comfortable temperatures for the weekend. So it should be good. Get out on the weekend and enjoy. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us to look at your extended forecast. Is still to come.
Still to come on our news, the Bahamas and Jamaica unite. Bahamas Air launching its twice-weekly non-stop flights to Jamaica. Hear why the CARICOM ambassador says it's a big move for the country. And the role of artificial intelligence in schools. The education director is weighing in on the use of AI as she says it's important to balance innovation and integrity. And later, our Daniel Miller introduces us to a budding songbird who recently released a new single, Fooled. The lyrics depicts the pages of a personal diary. We have the full story when our news continues.
Inti Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel. Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, Inti redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucayas solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. Inti is on the move as a beacon of progress and innovation that is rapidly transforming our energy landscape. Witness the future of sustainable energy unfolding on the island of Grand Bahama as Inti Corporation shines brighter than ever. Inti Corporation, powering your world, powering your future.
This holiday season, Our News and Easy Car Sales want to put you in a brand new electric ride.
Each week, tune into Our News at 7 and 7:30 for clues to questions about easy car sales, electric vehicles, and Generation E. Head over to our website, ournews.bs, for your chance to answer weekly trivia and enter to win.
It's simple. Answer correctly and you're automatically entered for your chance to win a brand new electric vehicle.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Bahamas Air launching its inaugural flight to Montego Bay, Jamaica on Sunday morning. Myself, along with my cameraman Stephen McKinney, were a part of the historic journey. Bahamas Air's flight UP147 took 1 hour before landing at Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay. At the departure gate, a ceremony was held to welcome the delegation on board that flight. High-ranking officials from both Jamaica and the Bahamas sharing remarks emphasizing the significance of this new connection. Among those officials, Ambassador of the Bahamas to the Caribbean community, Leslie Miller-Bryce. She says the flight means so much to the CARICOM community.
The Bahamas and Jamaica has had over 50 years of a lasting relationship. We've done a lot of things together. Our cultures intertwine, our people, lots of families. So this opportunity links our countries together for so many different reasons. The CARICOM regions have always been challenged with flights and inter-travel between the CARICOM countries. And so what Bahamas Air has done this morning is truly the start of uniting the CARICOM countries together. Jamaica has over 14 parishes. The Bahamas has 700 islands and keys. And so this morning, this unites us together. You can travel for work or for play.
All right, such a great experience. Well, the Ministry of Education directly addressing concerns surrounding the role of artificial intelligence in schools, with tools like ChatGPT raising fears of potential academic dishonesty. Director of Education Dominique Russell McCartney speaking on the sidelines of the Ministry of Education's High School Honor Committee meet and greet. She emphasized that the focus should be on encouraging responsible use rather than removing these technologies.
Some of our students are already using artificial intelligence. Our teachers are using it already. And there has been some public discourse saying perhaps we need to remove it because ChatGPT, for example, may cause for students to cheat. We don't believe that. We believe that the use of artificial intelligence will promote student achievement. Students will have access to programs that will allow them to build their capacity.
With AI technology already integrated into classrooms worldwide, and considering that students and teachers alike are using tools like ChatGPT for assignments, research, and creative work, the Ministry of Education is taking a proactive approach to address concerns.
We want to connect with them. What do they think about artificial intelligence? What do they think about the use of ChatGPT and all of the other programs? How can it assist them in their educational pursuit? Not only that, how can we support them in terms of not plagiarizing, maintaining academic integrity? What are some things that we need to put in place to support that effort? And so we're speaking to our students. They are our focus groups, and we want them to say to us what they think should be added to our AI policy.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
When our news comes back from the break, our Daniel Miller introduces us to a budding songbird who recently released a new single, Fooled. The lyrics depicting the pages of her personal diary.
Coming up in sports, the celebrations continue for JJ, and VJ Edgecombe does more VJ Edgecombe things. And by that I mean he dunks. Repeatedly.
And cooler temperatures as we move closer to the festive season. Craig is back with your extended weather when our news continues. Stay with us.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama, and a lot of people out there say they don't understand me. So I have Adelso here who's going to interpret everything I say. So you're going to watch Charlie Bahama from Cuba this week.
Van a ver el programa del show de Bahama, de Charlie Bahama desde Cuba.
And we're going to be going to Peñales, we're going to be going to Trinidad, we're going to be going all throughout Havana.
So van a verlo, fuimos a Viñales, a Trinidad y todo en La Habana.
On Cable Bahamas. Charlie Bahama Show.
Long Island is the best kept secret.
Join us as we count down the Rev Up Top 7.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Each week, we go into the heart of our second city and talk to the people helping to shape this community.
This is what makes me happy to come to work every day, to know that I'm helping someone.
These are the faces of the Grand Bahama Port Authority helping to maintain.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Marknut. Let's do show. The homecoming celebration tour for Jonquel Jones shifted to New Providence today, and an already hectic schedule got even busier for the finals MVP. Jones's day got started with a courtesy call on Prime Minister Philip Davis and continued when she visited and autographed a 30-foot mural done by Jamal Roll at the Sherwin-Williams building off the Tonic-Williams-Darling Highway. Then, the National Sports Authority facilities took center stage this afternoon as the celebrations continued with the Junkanoo Rush Out at the QE Sports Center. Jones then hosted a basketball clinic at the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium as aspiring student athletes had an opportunity to gain first-hand knowledge from the most decorated player in Bahamian basketball history.
It took 3 games to get it done, but we have new championship winners in GSSA volleyball. In the senior girls division, Government High School defeated the pennant-winning C.I. Gibson Rattlers 2 games to 1. In senior boys play, the C.O. Walker Knights defeated the defending champions C.I. Gibson Rattlers in 3 sets. The H.O. Nash Lions captured both junior division titles last week. The GSSA sports calendar now shifts to our specialty, basketball, later this month.
VJ Edgecombe and the Baylor Bears continued to roll with another dominant win at home. Edgecombe finished with 17 points, 5 rebounds, and the Bears defeated Tarleton State 104-41 last night at Foster Pavilion in Texas. He shot 4 for 9 from the field, but lived at the line, 8 for 11 from the charity stripe. Through 4 games, the freshman guard is averaging 11.3 points and 7.5 rebounds per game. The next time the Bears take to the court, Bahamians will have an opportunity to see VJ play at home here at Bahamar Hoops. The Bears will play St. John's Thursday night at 7 p.m. and Friday night against either UVA or number 12 Tennessee at the Bahamar Convention Center.
Super excited, get to play in front of my family and everyone back home once again. I did it last year, so hopefully go out there again this year. Like I said, we did last year, won 2 games. Hopefully we go out there and win 2 games this year too. But we're just bought and focused on the next game for sure.
The Bahamian contingent at Howard helped the Bison win their first meet of the season. On the women's side, the Bison defeated Mount St. Mary's 165-97 inside Burr Gym Pool. Senior Zaylee Elizabeth Thompson and freshman Shania Norville-Smith both had several impactful swims in the win. Thompson and Norville-Smith were members of the first place 400 medley relay team that finished first in 3 minutes 55.89 seconds. Individually, Thompson claimed gold in the 100-meter breast in 1 minute 5.4 seconds. And in the 100 IM in 59.88 seconds. Norville Smith finished first in the 50 fly in 26.48 seconds, second in the 100 fly in 58.58 seconds, and also was a member of the 400 free relay team in 3 minutes 33.73 seconds. The men's team also defeated Mount St. Mary's 169-92. Sophomore Jack Barr won the 1,000 free in 10 minutes 24.42 seconds. Barr also finished second in the 500 free in 5 minutes 4.73 seconds, while Errol Thompson was fourth in 5 minutes 4.95 seconds. Thompson was also third in the 50 breast in 26.22 seconds.
That'll do it for Our Sports. This is 10YS. Are people still making noise?
About Junkanoo?
Yes, about Junkanoo.
Always.
Back to the studio.
Still ahead on Our News tonight, a budding songbird. Our Daniel Miller introduces us to a young Bahamian who recently released a new single. We'll tell you all about the unique song coming up, plus windy skies and cooler temperatures to start off the work week. Greg is back with more on what you can expect when Our News returns. Stay with us. Each week, we go into the heart of our second city and talk to the people helping to shape this community.
This is what makes me happy to come to work every day to know that I'm helping someone.
These are the faces of the Grand Bahama Port Authority helping to maintain infrastructure, grow the economy, and bring a better quality of life.
Our mission statement is to better the life.
Because I have to be a part of Grand Bahama.
Join me at Talia Hall every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Our News as we share these inspiring stories of Freeport. Stay with the team you already trust.
My name is Trey Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from a live business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
This is Our News. Welcome back. We are enjoying some rather nice weather. We've had a couple of fronts that came through over the last couple of days. We've been enjoying some really nice temperatures. The last one that came through brought us some low-level moisture that kept us pretty cloudy over the last couple of days, and that basically kept our temperatures in the low to mid-80s. And we're looking for a very significant front to come through on the weekend. Well, for the weekend. But in the meantime, that cloudiness will continue to persist across our area. The winds have fallen off pretty nicely as that high will eventually slide out towards the east. And that will be paving the way for this frontal system and low pressure system that extends across the central portions of the United States. At the same time, the tropics getting really quiet. Sarah is no longer with us, a remnant low, but the moisture associated with that will merge with this front, and that front will move across the Gulf of Mexico over the next day or two, and it should get into the Florida area by Wednesday, bringing us some showers and thunderstorms. And eventually that system will move through us by Thursday. Behind that, high pressure will build in, and we're looking for some very, very cool temperatures. Nighttime temperatures will be in the 60s, and your daytime temperatures will be in the upper 70s. Taking a look at our future forecast, this is how things will be shaping up over the next couple of days. That moisture in the Gulf of Mexico moving along with the front. Nice day tomorrow, but eventually by Wednesday, that front moving across Florida, bringing us some showers and thunderstorms, and that high pressure system behind will bring us some very nice weather over the for the weekend. Boating forecast, rip current risk remains high. East to southeast winds, 10 to 15 knots in the northwest Bahamas, seas 2 to 4 feet. High tide is at 9:38 tonight. The low tide takes place at 3:41 in the morning. Central and southeast Bahamas, rip current risk down there as well, but more easterly flow at 10 to 15 knots. Seas running 2 to 4 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In your extended forecast, this is how things will be shaping up. We do expect a very nice condition up until Wednesday evening. Wednesday night into Thursday, frontal boundary comes through, and look at the temperatures. We go into the 70s during the daytime hours, and those nighttime temperatures will be in the 60s. So get out and enjoy. This weekend looks to be pretty nice. That's a look at our weather. Make it a great night, everybody.
All right, looks good, Greg. Well, the local music industry continues to expand, curating new artists. Tonight, we introduce you to a songstress who spent time on the performance circuit, delivering ballets to well-known songs. However, she decided to step out and release her own single. Our Daniel Miller reports.
Meet Katia, a budding songbird spreading her wings in the music industry. Her love for the arts began as a child, as she often created covers to popular songs and began writing her own music. However, those musical notes were hidden in the pages of a book until now. On October 24th, she released her debut single, Fooled, on streaming platforms. The lyrics depicting the pages of her personal diary.
I found somebody that was pretty close to me. I found out that they were not as good as they kind of sold themselves to be. I felt like I was kind of tricked, I was led astray, I was fooled, and in the moment of finding that out, I wrote this song called Fooled.
The song was originally drafted in 2020 and first played for one of music's biggest producers, Timbaland.
Cool. So I actually played Fooled on the live stream, and he gave some good feedback. He was like, keep going, it sounds good. So it just was really motivating.
And to her listeners, she says although the lyrics have a sad connotation, the beat is definitely something you can rock out to.
If they can relate to it, to find their own story in it, and to feel a bit empowered, feel like they can scream to it, cry to it, have it be like more cathartic for them, because it's sad lyrics kind of, but it's a nice beat. So it's something that you can like dance and cry to a little bit.
For more information on the artist, you can visit her social media pages at Katia Music. Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
All right, such a great story. Thanks so much for that, Denny. And remember, your chance to start the new year in style this Boxing Day. You could drive away in a brand new all-electric 2024 BYD SUV. Visit ournews.bs. Click the Ride Easy with Our News banner, answer the question correctly, and you're entered to win. We wish you all the best of luck. With that, we thank you for joining us for Our News tonight on behalf of the entire team. I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening. Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Natalia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team you already trust.